Coaching with Eve, myself, and today we're here for our second video where we'll be talking about the new paradigm. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a distinct set of thought patterns, including ideas, theories, concepts, postulates, standards, everything that constitutes legitimate contribution to a field. When we'll be talking about the new paradigm, we'll be talking about the field of life. Let's elaborate more on what thought patterns are, because that's key. Thought patterns are some of the different conditionings. So it's a conditioning. We don't question everything in our everyday life because it would be exhausting and tiring. Instead, we take a lot for granted. However, over time, a lot of patterns and ways of thinking are there in our minds without us really having ever questioned them and confirmed them or denied them and changed them. Along this series, we'll be questioning them a lot so that we can either confirm them or change them. Let me give you an idea of how thought patterns work. Imagine a lake at the top of a mountain and a big white river, and the water flows down. As a human species, I have ways of doing things that I don't question. And let's say one day I do something differently. I'm always used to take the car to go to work, and then one day I'm like, I'm gonna take the subway today for some reason. One time out of 10,000, I take the subway rather than the car. Well, right there, I create a new stream of water down that lake, tiny little stream where water can go down. And then that other river is still wide. Well, over time, let's say I'm like, oh, I didn't really dislike that new way. Maybe I'll take the subway again. And out of 10 times, now twice I've taken the subway. Well, I strengthen slowly that stream and I weaken that bigger river. And over time, I can change my habit. So the goal in the new paradigm will be to question our thought patterns and ask ourselves, is that healthy for me? Is that what I want? Is that what nourishes me? And then slowly we can realign everything in order to bring ourselves up. We'll talk way more about that later on. Okay, so we said that a paradigm was a distinct set of thought patterns for what constitutes legitimate contribution to a field of life. What do we mean by legitimate? That's very key. Legitimate is something that we deem right, we deem good, we deem appropriate, we deem legal, we deem, yes, go, let's do it. When we're talking about the new paradigm, we want to look at the subjectivity of this. Something that is right for me may be wrong for someone else. Something that is healthy, in fact, for someone might be unhealthy for someone else. The subjectivity will be key when we talk about the new paradigm. Okay, last thing I want to talk about today in this video is the concept of new. I'm talking about a new paradigm. That means there was an old paradigm, right? So what is the old and what is the new? The old paradigm is what humans have been doing since the beginning of their existence, okay? Humans have evolved as nature, and they've evolved and survived through this mentality of survival of the fittest. Surviving was the value core, and how to best survive than by accumulating wealth, right? So wealth has been the value at the basis of our belief system on which civilization has built itself, and with it institutions that have become kind of rigid. So this concept of survival comes as follows. You, enemy, or friend, I do not know you. Because, barbarians coming or whatever. Imagine back in the old days, like enemy, friend, I don't know. So there was this concept of separation. We're still in the old paradigm, right? Separation. More, there was this concept of fear. I fear for my life. I fear for my survival. So my actions were all aligned with these concepts. There's concept also of judgment. You are good or you're bad. This concept of good or bad. In the new paradigm, we're replacing survival by thriving. We're replacing fear by love. Instead of acting out of fear, I will be acting out of love. We're replacing judgment by acceptation. Oh, this is different and I can accept it even if it doesn't resonate with me because I don't feel threatened anymore. I don't live in that survival mode mentality. Also, this justification mentality where you have to explain yourself for everything you do. I'm so sorry I was late, I had to do this, that. Pleading for yourself. That's old mentality. New mentality is, I am myself, I love myself, and I love you too, and so I'll explain to you that crazy thing that happened to me. But I'm not in a like, you are superior than me and I'm trying to justify myself. We're on the same stance and we're stable, and I'm sharing because I'm communicating. So again, we're changing this concept of separation with union. Communion. Communication. So that is the new paradigm that we are going to emerge in. And whereas the value at the base of our old belief system and civilization used to be wealth, now the value will be health. For now, I simply want you to understand that when I'm telling you 1 + 1 = 2, that's the old paradigm. And then when I'm telling you pink plus cloud equals butterfly, that's the new paradigm. It's a completely different mentality and rational, basically. It's going to be a rational of the heart rather than a rational of the mind. I'm going to finish today by drawing a tarot card like we always do. And so, like I mentioned in the last video, that was easy. Cards are not, you don't need to believe in them. It's not about that. Right now, we're just having fun. So, I love the card that was pulled today. Today, the energy of this tarot reading is the Queen of Wands. Look at the Queen of Wands. She is standing upright, powerful, sure of herself, and she has a wand in her hand. This is related to spirituality, to our higher self, and it's a woman, so it's feminine energy, which we'll talk about much more later. But basically, it tells me that we're in a very positive, feminine, energetic way, and it's going to happen subliminally rather than in a rational, hard, active, masculine way. And finally, you can see the cat there. That's mystical. And so not everyone is going to understand or cap this. And if you don't understand yet everything, don't need to. It's still very at the very beginning of the channel. And so throughout the video, you'll be understanding everything if you want to. All right, so please subscribe, like, follow, share, everything. And I'm happy to see you next week. Bye.